Okay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Spanish 112 to y'all. You can see that the section number up there is FJT01. I'm actually teaching two sections, but I'm only going to make one video. So if you are in the other section, then make sure any numbers I point out that you get them from your site, don't use them from the video. So I've posted some stuff at the top. It might make it a little bit busy, but I know this is where you guys see things, so I might do this periodically throughout the semester. I just want to point out that all your homework is due on Thursdays, even though I have each section broken out into weeks. You do not have the full week to complete your work. You have to complete it by Thursday. There also, I've put up here a temporary access code for my language labs. So if you don't want to buy it right away, or you're still working out how to purchase it, then you can use this 2-week temporary access code to get started. And this is our course code. This takes you to technical support if you're having trouble with Moodle. This is the number for technical support if you want to call somebody. This video, the one I'm doing right now, goes right here and it'll go in another place. Just make sure you watch it before starting the class. This link takes you to my language labs, and this is the COVID hotline. I think you're supposed to call this. I don't have a ton of information on how we're handling everything with COVID yet. But I do think you're supposed to call this hotline if you do present with coronavirus symptoms. This is Spanish 112, Elementary Spanish 2. It is a Global Scholars of Distinction course. Down here are a couple of videos that show you how to make accent marks. Let's see. All right, so I have it broken down into weeks. There's a start here block. It just reminds you, now if you are in the face-to-face class, you have to attend class by the census date or you'll be dropped from the course. The online course, which is the other one I'm teaching, just make sure you've done an assignment in the course or you'll be dropped before the census date. This video introduces you to me, and this video is the one I'm making right here that introduces the class to you all. There are 2 activities you can complete by the census date. This is the census date for the face-to-face. For the online, it's actually the 26th, not the 27th. And in fact, for my face-to-face class, I'm going to gray these out. You don't even have to do these. This is just for the online students. They have to do it. I think I left it in there because I wasn't sure how we were going to handle census with you guys, but it's my understanding that you are going to have to come into the classroom. To set up, we do use my language labs. Now, this is what my language labs looks like. Let me go make it a student. Oh, it is student view. And you're probably used to, if you've done this before, seeing a bunch of assignments over here. During the coronavirus, I had a chance to experience what it was like to be a student because I have kids. They obviously aren't at Guilford Tech, so they were, in GCS and they were working on Canvas, not in Moodle. But getting to see some of the struggles that they felt, I thought it might be easier if I put everything all in the same place. So I have moved any activity that you used to do for me in my language labs out of my language labs, and I put it all in Moodle, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So the only thing you'll need for me out here is basically this e-text. So if you didn't want to get the whole thing, you could just get a book. But you might still want to get it because I'm assuming I may not be the only class that you'll be taking. So if you go on and take the next level, you might have a different instructor, and if you do, they will definitely use my language labs. Okay. So anyway, to get yourself set up in my language labs, this tells you how to do it if you're buying the code. This tells you what to do if you have one from 111 that's still good. This tells you what to do when your code expires. Like if you use the 2-week temporary access code and then you have to buy your own, then you'll want to watch this video. So just remember that this stuff is in the start here block. I have each week out here. When you open it up, they'll all be set up kind of the same. It'll tell you the pages to study, what our objectives are, the due dates, and then you'll have various assignments. And I'm not going to go over like every type of assignment for the class, but I'll start with this. Anything that says assignment, like assignment 3, assignment 4, assignment 5, etc., and looks like this with a check mark, these are your practice activities. So these are the things that used to be in my language labs. So when you open them up, what I've done, instead of having, close that out, instead of having like instruction videos in a separate place, I put it all together. So when you open up these assignments, you'll sometimes see a lesson, like for example, this is talking about chapter 4 vocabulary. This is a lesson on chapter 4's vocabulary. And then you have practice that goes with that lesson. And for each practice, I'll have a video that explains to you how to complete the assignment. So if you watch this video, it'll go over how to complete this assignment. If you watch this video, it goes over how to complete the next one, and so on and so forth. Although that looks like it might be the same video. I need to double check that. But anyway, so you get the point that I'll have videos that explain how to complete each assignment, and every now and then there's going to be videos that explain the lesson to you. So just make sure that you are watching all the videos. You'll get 2 chances to complete this assignment because it's practice. So after you've done it the first time, it'll give you the correct answers, and then just go through it again and make sure you put in the correct answer so you get the most points possible. But that's how you'll do this assignment. And then any other assignment I have set up so that there should be videos in each assignment that explains how to do it, even if it's something super simple. And the only other thing I'll mention is that in each week you should see a class participation form, and that's just kind of a check-in. And I just want you to post any questions or concerns you have about material that's being covered in the class, or any other questions you have about the class. And if you have none, then just post you have no questions or concerns. And that's how each week will look, just different assignments, but like I said, there's videos in each one that explain how to do it. Over on the right, you can see your drop add form. So if at any point you need to drop before the withdrawal date, you can click here and do that electronically. The instructor information, you can see my picture, my contact information, my blog. That's just links to stuff that I use when I'm teaching in the classroom. So feel free to peruse it. The class PowerPoints are also something that I use in the classroom. So if you're in my online section, you won't see these. For my face-to-face class, that's what I'll be using when I'm teaching. So if you see if we're going over something in class and you would like to look it up again, you can pull up the class PowerPoint. That's my phone number, my office hours. I don't know, just double check back with the office hours. They haven't told us how we're handling that for the coronavirus situation. So I just left by appointment only, but that may change. So just make sure you check that block. Texting, I do use Remind. So this is the code that you can text this number and get me for the face-to-face class. My online class, I think I've given you a different code. And then if you want to meet virtually via Teams, this will tell you how to do Teams. We also have course information. You can find 2 copies of the syllabus here. The course schedule just tells you what we're doing each week and when those assignments are due, which you can also find over here in Moodle and in the back of the syllabus. This is what the text looks like. There's the grading criteria. Those are the rubrics I use to grade your writing and your speaking, but those rubrics will be embedded in those assignments, so you can look at it there, or you can just look at it in the assignment. And then there's resources, links to tutoring, the library, student services, CLEP. This is a phone number to call if you need help with my language labs, which hopefully you won't since everything's in Moodle. There's the course code. If you want to put your e-text on your tablet or your phone, this will tell you how to do it. How to make accent marks, some of the things that are already up at the top, and that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me, and I just hope you have a great